Eric's bringing in.
Let me know when to start.
You got it. All right, go ahead.
All right. What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? It is welcome back to the Thursday Night Gridiron. It is your boy Big Brother. We're back to do the pregame show for Thursday Night Football. The Los Angeles Rams against Seattle Seahawks. I am with the legendary crew. Got to give it up for Mr. Bill.
What's going on, folks? Good evening, gentlemen.
And the legendary himself, the legend himself, Patchy.
Hey. I'm finally back on this masterful piece of a Thursday night show. And also back from vacation. So there's that going for us too.
How was your vacation, buddy?
Bittersweet vacation, did a memorial service for my late grandfather finally. So it was a nice little ceremony that we did, and it included with drinking. So, hey,
that's always good.
But
that's how we always bid farewell to our loved ones.
Yes, definitely. So, but hey, I'm not here to talk about my vacation and what we did for my grandfather. We are here to talk Rams and Seahawks. So let's get started with that.
All right. So, recap of the last three meetings. Last three meetings. First out of three, the Rams beat the Seahawks 23-16. The next meeting, Seahawks beat the Rams 20-9. And then the Rams beat the Seahawks again 30-20. So it seems like the Rams have won two out of three games. Will it be another one? Let's start with the Rams first, guys. So Matt Stafford, he is having new life here from his soul and his dreams and his body and everything was just dying in Detroit, but he's getting another a second life back in LA. How do you think he has looked in LA?
I think he's looked good so far. Sorry, Patch man.
No, you're good. You're good.
I think he's looked good so far. Week one, he threw for 20 completions out of 26 attempts with 320 yards and 3 TDs. Week two, little rocky, 19 out of 30 with 278 yards, 2 TDs, and 1 INT. Week three, 27 out of 38 with 343 yards and 4 TDs. And last week, 26 out of 40 completions, 280 yards, 2 TDs, 1 INT. So I think Matt Stafford is looking great as a Ram so far. I think he's coming out to a very, very strong start.
Patch.
Sorry. Also doing posting at the same time here. Hey, sometimes you got a double duty on the show. So Stafford is finally rejuvenated here. He spent 11 seasons in Detroit, and it really never got him far. And he was stuck behind terrible teams. Yes, he had some good wide receivers with him, and I think it was Megatron. He had Calvin Johnson, and then he had Megatron, and then I had another wide receiver on top of my head. I can't think of him at the moment.
Galladay?
Yeah, Galladay. There we go. It took me a minute. I had someone else. I can't remember the other one, but regardless, we're going to put that in the past. And you look at him, he had 3 playoff appearances with Detroit. He had one in 2011 and 14 and 16. And he's 0-3 in the playoffs with them. But I think with this Rams team, he can get himself and the Rams back to the postseason and possibly take the Rams on a run. But I'm just happy to see Stafford finally have a good team behind them, complete whole team behind them that, a offensive line that can protect them, some wide receivers to help them out, and hey, you even have a little bit of a run game there. So happy to see Stafford happy again.
Well,
I 100% agree.
the difference between the Rams and LA is well, one is a dysfunctional team and the other are the Rams. So we'll just leave it at that. But it was kind of a great story how Rams and how Matt Stafford went to the Rams. Matt Stafford and Coach Sean McVay, they just happened to be at the same resort at the same time, and the rest is history. But yeah, this team is like looking really good. They did have a loss against the Cardinals. What do you think happened? Was that just like we got cocky, like we got cocky, we beat the Bucks, and then we just kind of fell to the Cardinals, or the Cardinals just that good of a team?
I think the Cardinals are just that good of a team because here's the thing. Arizona probably has one of the best pairings of quarterback and wide receiver, that being Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins. So everyone's talking about, Rams defense is impenetrable. Did I say that right? Impenetrable?
I don't know English.
Impenetrable. Pat, did I say that right? Anyway, now that's gonna be on my mind all night. Thank you. Anyway, but then you're going off the week before when you beat the greatest quarterback in the NFL, that being Tom Brady, and I think maybe it is a little bit of a hangover, but I would not count Arizona out right now because they are first in the NFC West. They're 4-0. And they're actually proving why they're good. Because, other teams, I can kind of see when they keep bragging, we're 3-0, we're 3-0, we're 3-0. You're beating teams that I could probably beat with my eyes closed. But I think Arizona is really proven that they are a team to beat. But getting back to Los Angeles, I apologize for the tangent. I think maybe it was a hangover from last week. But again, I think Arizona is that good too.
The loss to the Cardinals, it can maybe prove the Cardinals are a good team. But if you look at the Cardinals' first four opponents, they face Tennessee. Tennessee is a decent team at most, maybe 38-13. They beat Minnesota. Minnesota is always tough with their defense. And then again, that turned out to be a shootout, 34-33 win. Then they beat the Jaguars. Unfortunately, the Jaguars have their own problems. And we'll get to that. They're grinding later.
Through their own problems.
They are grinding and dancing through them at the moment. Okay, and the Cardinals beat the Rams last week. So to say the Cardinals are a good team, it's a tough. Excuse me. Looking at the rest of their schedule. Well, not rest of their schedule. Their upcoming schedule. They got the 49ers. That will be a test. They got the Browns, which is another test. Tennessee could be a slight test. And again, Tennessee is going also through their own problems. And then they face the Packers. And the Packers are a tough team as well. So to say the Cardinals are good, I would say maybe a Steelers situation right now, like last season where the Steelers went 11-0 and then they came back down to earth finally. But for the Rams, it's a loss. It happens. Hey, you can try to win them all, but in this situation, you just got outplayed a little bit. But Rams should be fine after this loss.
I wouldn't say the Cardinals are complete, fraudulent as the Steelers were. Yes, they did have an easier schedule, but Kyler Murray is a great quarterback. I honestly thought he'd be a better baseball player, but he's a great quarterback. But I'm like, again, I feel like the Cardinals are kind of like the Chargers of the NFC West. They start off strong, but then once November hits, they just kind of freeze, and that's when they start losing games like crazy, losing these 50-50 games. So I mean, yeah, they're having a hot start right now, and it looks like they don't have signs of slowing down. But again, we will truly see. Aaron Donald, right? Now here's a guy. This dude is big. You don't want to mess with him. I don't want to play. I don't want to mess with him. Like honestly, if I owed him money, I would say my name is Bill Murphy. And so,
Hey, yeah, thanks, buddy. Thanks.
so
Yeah, I'm gonna remember that next time I have folks from the Irish mob outside my door. I'm gonna remember that.
Aaron Donald probably tackle because he's just that big. Anyway, is he the best non QB player in the NFL?
You know, it's a toss up because there are plenty of great non quarterbacks that are great players in the league. Devontae Adams,
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins.
I should say this. Is he the best defensive player in the NFL? That's probably a better question.
But behind, he's the best, but you can't count out TJ. You can't count out TJ and JJ.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, don't pass. Were you done or?
I was done.
Yeah.
Go.
Okay. I didn't want to cut you off. But now I kind of agree with the patch man. But Aaron Donald has had 6 tackles, 2 sacks, and 1 forced fumble. But I put him up there with defensive players, but you can't rule out the Watt brothers though either.
I mean, I'm gonna say it. It's gonna be controversial a bit. I think he's semi overrated.
Really?
I think he's semi overrated a bit, man. I mean, like again, yes, is he a great player? Yes, but you know, he won Defensive Player of the Year, and I did feel like he was he got like he was stat padded a bit. I did feel like he should have it should have went to TJ Watt last year because he put on a show. He put on a show. He was the only Steeler that was not fraudulent. He was just amazing. Not to mention Khalil Mack. Y'all yet to really see how great this man is. Khalil Mack is just a beast. Just a beast. So I mean, to say he's the best defensive player, I mean, yes, I would say he's top 5. Put him behind the Watt brothers. Put him behind Khalil Mack. Like if I'm putting my money on Aaron Donald or Khalil Mack, who I have both of my fantasy, by the way, I'm putting my money on Khalil Mack. So
I agree with you. You could also throw Khalil Mack up there for the best defensive players up in the league. You can't forget him.
you can.
Oh, absolutely.
This guy. So let's look at the Rams receiving core. They have Cooper Kupp. They have Deshaun Jackson. They have I'm blanking on his name. Robert Woods. Robert Woods.
Yeah,
and I think
Robert
somebody
Woods.
else too. I'm like blanking on him. So they have a pretty good receiving core, but Cooper Kupp really showed up. Cooper Kupp has been the receiver that you don't want to mess with. However, do you think he's where would you rank this guy?
In what the wide receiver core?
Wide receiver rankings in NFL.
Wide receiver rankings, top 10.
Agreed.
He's a top
10,
10.
yeah.
You know, if you're looking at wide receivers, to me, you know, it's a little biased here. Devontae Adams is the best wide receiver in the league right now.
Absolutely. I put him up there.
You got Devontae Adams, you got Stephon Diggs, George Kittle.
No, George Kittle's a tight end.
Still, like in the receiving core, they can throw him in. Like you're looking at
Okay.
receiving core. Technically, if you're
I thought
tight
you were
end,
talking about specifically wide receivers.
you can tight receiver tight ends will go. We'll go for hypothetical. Will Fuller is in there. DK Metcalf, you can't forget him.
Oh, you cannot forget him.
Mr. Metcalf. You got OBJ. Devontae Adams. I said them already.
Yes, you did.
You got Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Another one. You can okay, maybe Marquez is not top 10.
I would put Cup over MVS.
I would too, but like if you're looking at maybe top 10, top 20, you could throw MVS in there. Randall Cobb.
Okay.
There's just a bunch of people that are out there that you can throw in this top 10 conversation. So don't get me wrong, I love him. He's a great wide receiver. But to say he's amongst the rankings, I would say top 10. If you're gonna make it a top 10, you put him 7.
Yeah, that's fair. I think, I'd say he's about 10 for me, honestly.
I'm going to agree with Patchy on this one because if you put him up against, like, he's been doing a great job this year. He's been doing a fantastic job this year. But putting him up against people like Devontae Adams and Stephon Diggs, I would put him in the top 10 because this year he's had 30 receptions, 431 receiving yards, and 5 receiving touchdowns. But I think top 10 is good enough for Mr. Cobb.
Yeah, I'd say so too. So let's move on to we talked about the Rams. Let's move on to the Seattle Seahawks. It's led by quarterback Russell Wilson, he's the quickest quarterback to get 100 wins. He has 99 wins right now. This dude is amazing.
He's great.
Seahawks, and I'm going to ask you this question, Bill. Do you think they're Super Bowl contenders?
I think they can be, yes. But I think they're as of this moment, they're in a very super tough division. Because I think they can be Super Bowl contenders, but I think overall they're going to have some competition with the Rams that we're going to see tonight. They have competition with the Cardinals down the road, and and that's just the NFC West. Looking at with the NFC. Sorry, it's taking me a while to get it out tonight. I apologize, but anyway, no, I haven't been drinking, folks. Relax. But when you look at the rest of the competition in the NFC, of course, you look at Brady and the Bucs. You look at Rodgers and the Packers. So I think they can be Super Bowl contenders, but they're going to have a very tough division to get through and a very tough conference.
What about you, Patchy?
What was the question? I'm sorry, someone broke up on my end a little bit.
Okay. Are the Seahawks Super Bowl contenders?
No, not at all.
Ooh. So we have one yes, one no.
We say this every year. Seattle is a Super Bowl contender because they have Russell Wilson. They have DK Metcalf. They can be contenders each year. But as the league progresses each year, every other team in the NFC gets better. So, don't get me wrong. I love Russell Wilson. I wish the man would get an MVP.
I do.
I wish he would get an MVP, but then again, he gets outshined every year. He starts off hot, then he fizzles out mid-season, and then somehow he turns it on the end of the season, the last 2 games, to make himself in the conversation that he never gets nominated for. Yeah. And once again, Pete Carroll's a great coach as well, but it might be soon time to move on from Pete Carroll because you guys have done Jack Diddley since you didn't run it against the Patriots. You threw it.
Well,
sorry.
I want to say to the Patch man, listen, I agree with you. There are teams that are getting better. And listen, I'm not like 100% like a Wilson. Yeah, Russell Wilson, they're going to totally lead it to the Super Bowl. But like I said, I think they're fierce fighters. I think anyone can be a contender. But like I said, and Pat, you can agree or disagree. They're going to have to go through a hell of a division right now. Agreed?
What was the question? I'm sorry, you broke
The
up.
Seahawks are going to have to go through a hell of a division right now.
They're gonna have to. That division will be a tight winning division this year, where
Yeah,
where I can see either the Rams or the Cardinals winning it.
No, I do too. And if the Seahawks do get in, I think it's just going to be like that last wild card spot. But I'm saying anything can happen. Are the Seahawks my first choice to win the Super Bowl? No, but you can't 100% totally count them out.
I'm going to say this much. I would say the Seahawks are Super Bowl contenders if they were in the AFC. If they were in the AFC, they're Super Bowl contenders all day, all year. Because AFC is a weaker conference than NFC, and anybody can agree with that. But that's not the case. They're in the NFC, not to mention the NFC West, which is a very competitive, a very hungry division. These teams have made it to the playoffs. These teams have made it to the playoffs. 3 of them have made it to the Super Bowl. And in a matter of a decade, 2 of them made it multiple times. I mean, granted, they're out of that division, only one has won it, but that's what else. But they have that. The thing is with the Seahawks, ever since they didn't run it, it's like their run game has decreased. Their O-line has decreased. Their defense has decreased. Their defense is not even a shadow of what it was. So to put it in perspective, they really don't have they have a decent team. I mean, yes, the run game is better. The defense is a little bit better, but guess what? They don't have a good run. They don't have a good O-line. Russell Wilson is running for his life. And if you're a quarterback and you're running for your life, you're not going to have a good time, especially in the NFC. They both and especially in NFC West, they got some good defenses. You got to play them twice. It's going to be a tough road for them. Patchy had mentioned earlier they not even Super Bowl contenders. They might even miss the. Do you think they're going to make the playoffs?
They can make the playoffs, but if they make the playoffs, that's going to be a tough road to be in the playoffs. Once again, I don't see them as a division winner. I see them as one of those 3 wild cards.
Now, following with that, if they miss the playoffs or if they lose in a wild card spot, do you think Russ will leave or will he stay?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah. I thought he just got a new contract.
He did just get a new contract.
So why would he leave?
True.
He can opt out of his contract and do whatever he pleases. But if he leaves, where does he go?
That's the big question.
Yeah, there's not a lot of teams that's really quarterback hungry, and I don't think a lot of teams will be quarterback hungry for probably the next 2 years, maybe.
I mean, if you're looking at teams maybe looking for a quarterback, the Giants, if Daniel Jones doesn't work out, the Jets, if Zach Wilson doesn't work out, or maybe they need someone to be behind Zach for Zach Wilson to shadow and for him to get maybe a season or 2 to get him maybe more NFL ready, because Zach Wilson's just being thrown into the fire and the flames. Other than that,
Washington too.
Maybe Washington, but maybe then again Fitzpatrick comes back once he's healthy. Green Bay, if Aaron Rodgers decides to leave.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking about if Rodgers does end up leaving Green Bay, do you see Russell Wilson going to Green Bay?
Slight possibility, but then again, I trust in I trust in Jordan Love.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe coming to the Giants, like Patch said, if the Daniel Jones experiment doesn't work.
It's a possibility, but again, I'm not sure. I mean, he may request a trade, but again, it's
Who do
tough
other
because
teams
now
have
not
to
a lot of
offer,
teams
though?
want him.
Who do other teams have to offer?
Oh, they can offer some. They can offer some picks. I mean, unless you're the Texans who got Texans have a bag of chips and Texans. That's basically all they have. But again, we really don't know.
Maybe
Really
Houston.
don't know.
Maybe he'll go to Houston if the whole
He's
Deshaun
not.
Watson thing.
He ain't gonna Houston. That's like going from crap to like a crap plus a hurricane and trash. That's terrible. But all right, man. All right, guys. We've talked a lot. Question that I kind of forgot to ask. I'm going to really kind of bring this. Which defense will be an X factor in today's game? Seahawks defense or Rams defense?
Which defense is going to be a factor in today's game?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Los Angeles is going to be a big factor. I think they got to have Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey on. They're going to have them on, of course, Russell Wilson, but you got to have them also on DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Because you folks know Lockett and Metcalf are Wilson's two favorite targets. So I would say I think Los Angeles defense is going to be a huge factor in today's game, and they're going to be giving Russell Wilson a big run for his money tonight.
What about you, Patrick?
They're in Seattle, so that 12th man comes into play. So you got the 12th man still there, but then I think their defense is going to step up too, because once again they're home. You get the Legion of Boom behind you, and that makes a little bit of a difference. It's kind of like in college football almost. You're on the road in a college football game. That crowd is giving you every ounce of energy they can. And Legion of Boom, the way the stadium is designed, amplifies that noise and its distraction. So it could be a factor for the Rams. It could be a factor for Seattle in a good way and a bad way for the Rams.
I kind of got to agree with Patrick in this. Like the 12th man is a dangerous weapon. 12th man's a dangerous weapon. I do think it's going to be a big factor, and I'm watching out for Bobby Wagner.
No, I think the 12 man is going to be a big factor too. But like I said, the defense, it's going to be, like I said, they're going to be covering Lockett and Metcalf like no tomorrow. So yeah, I think defense-wise, it's going to be Los Angeles.
All right, guys, we're towards the concluding portion of this show. So we're about to do 2-minute warning and then game picks, and we'll be right back we'll be right back in 1 moment. We're back. I'm joking. Let's do this.
We're not rich. We don't have commercials.
You're trying to throw a quick ad break in there, man. Let's do it this way. We'll throw the logo up. We'll just throw the logo up there for a minute while I talk and waste a little bit of time here. All right, guess what? Hey, we're back for 2-minute warning. There we go.
2-minute warning. We're back for 2-minute warning.
I got the clock for you ready.
And it's not going to be like the NFL's 2-minute warning. It's going to be an actual 2-minute warning. You have the clock up, Bill?
I have the clock up, Eric.
All right.
Say when.
Starting now. Which receiving corpse is better, Rams or Seahawks? Starting with you, Patch.
Give me the Seahawks. I love DK Met. I love Metcalf and the rest of the wide receiving core, especially home today. That offense is going to step up today because they're hungry. They want to get that win.
I'm going to go with Seattle as well. Metcalf and Lockett are unstoppable.
Yeah, I like the Rams, but I do like Tyler Lockett. He's very clutch. And I do like Deshaun Jackson. But he's a little old. He's showing his age. Which 1-3 team do you believe in the most? Colts, Patriots, or Steelers?
I'm going to say the Patriots. Mac Jones looked good the other night, and the defense was really on Brady.
Yeah, I have to go with the Patriots as well. Unfortunately, the Colts are injury ridden. The Steelers are just plummeted down the deep down depths, worse than Black Monday when the stock market crashed. And hey, if it wasn't for a doink, the Patriots would have spoiled Tom Brady's return.
The Steelers are who they thought they were. That's the best way I can say it. Big Ben is going down. The Colts, maybe. The Patriots, look at the team they're playing next week. They're playing the Texans. If they play with that same energy, they're going to destroy the Texans. How many NFC West teams make the playoffs this year? Remember, there's two wild card extra seeds. How many NFC West teams make the playoffs? And who's your pick for it?
If we're looking at if they're gonna make the playoffs, it's everyone minus the Niners.
Ooh, okay. Bill.
I'm gonna say two, possibly being Los Angeles and Arizona, maybe Seattle squeaks in.
I'm saying two. I'm maybe even leaning towards one, honestly. I think Rams take it. I think Rams going to take it. That's going to be easy for them. Arizona, like I said, if they slow down, then they're going to have a bad time. Seattle, again, maybe because Russell Wilson. And last question, game on Sunday you are looking forward to the most? Bill.
I don't want to sound biased, but I'm looking forward to my Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. Watch out to old ops guy. Watch out. Big Blue's coming for you.
Patchy.
Man, the disrespect you just showed the two quarterbacks. You got to look out for Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes on Sunday Night Football.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going to disagree with both of you. I'm going to go with the Bengals and the Packers. I think Joe Burrow and Aaron Rodgers are going to have themselves a game. I could be wrong, but you never know. You really never know any given Sunday. How was that on timing, Bill?
You're good. You're done.
Oh, good. Awesome.
Probably about like 2.5 minutes, or not 3 minutes, but hey,
whatever.
We can be flexible.
All right. Game picks. So it's crazy. It's kind of crazy. We went from the game no one cares about last week to a game almost probably the game of the week besides the Bills and
the Chiefs.
Besides the Bills and Chiefs. So, Bill, who are your picks? Who's your pick for today's?
I am going Seattle 27, Los Angeles 24.
Okay.
Oh, hey, I forgot I'm picking too. Seattle 30, Rams 25.
As the ESPN host Chris Berman would say, so you're going for the Saints. Oh, they're wearing their they're wearing their highlight jerseys. I was gonna go with the Rams. I was really confident on going with the Rams, but now I see that they're wearing the highlight jerseys. Man, it's tough. Okay, you seen it here first, folks. I was really gonna go for the Rams. I'm going with the Seahawks. I'm changing my mind last minute. Seahawks, 30, 20, 30, 27. It's going to be close. Or 20, it's going to be close. I'm going with Seahawks. Man, I can't believe I just changed my mind like that. I was heading towards the Rams. Then I saw the highlight jerseys. I don't know why. I just made do that. Guys, it's been an honor to host with you guys. This goes back to our days at Duchess, where we did the radio show, and I'm glad we're doing this again. This is great. So Heading out, we had heading out, Bill, Apache, and your boy Big Brother. See you guys next week. Also, be on the lookout this Sunday. What's the Sunday show called?
Sunday Sideline Report.
Sunday Sideline Report. It's going to be a good show. Until then, enjoy the game.